To be a jihadist. Then you became an undercover agent fighting terrorism. What do you think of this attack? Do you think that these guys were lone wolves, or were they part of, I should say, were they part of a bigger organization?
Yeah, they're part of the wolf pack. And these are individuals, again, we need to get away from the caricatures of an individual who commits an attack. He has to be directed, it has to be sent from a higher command and control system. That's not necessarily always the case. I mean, they can act on their own, they can act on orders as well. The two are not necessarily mutually exclusive.
Do you, Mubin, think that the attack will cause journalists and cartoonists to censor themselves?
No, not in France, that's for sure.
All right. Mia, you said this magazine was deliberately being provocative. Do you think that they crossed a line?
They have insulted a variety of religions, so it's not just Islam that has been targeted by Charlie Hebdo. But I think that at a certain point, we have to wonder what is the value of deliberately mocking the Prophet Muhammad when you know what the reaction is going to be, in particular in a setting like France that is increasingly shifting to the right, has Marine Le Pen and an extreme right-wing politician who is notably Islamophobic. So, part of it is this is an awful attack. This is a horrible terrorist attack. But I have to wonder what has been the value of having these kinds of cartoons appear periodically in the magazine, and they have been attacked on multiple occasions. So they knew what was coming.
Mubin, do you think they crossed the line?
Look, my personal view is I don't like to see any prophet of God insulted because I'm a religious person, but I live in the West. The West they have principles of free speech, which include mocking your most dearly cherished beliefs, religious figures, and whatnot. So, look, if you can't handle the rights, then don't enjoy the freedoms.
Mia, how is France different than the U.S. when it comes to anti-Islamic sentiment?
I mean, if you think about it, the idea of French citizenship has always been about a French identity, whereas the United States, Australia, Canada, these are melting pots in which every single person's family immigrated, or the grandparents or great-grandparents immigrated from somewhere else. There is no dominant single identity within the United States. And so, for example, France has banned the headscarf. They have banned religious headgear, whether it's a skull cap for Orthodox Jews or the religious garb for Muslims. I mean, these are really problematic issues. That is not the most welcoming atmosphere for immigrant communities. So it is not an assimilationist kind of environment. And also, a lot of French Muslims are notoriously living in very poor conditions. They don't have the same opportunities. When you look at the French jails, they are disproportionately populated by Muslim criminals. So the question is not whether more Muslims commit crimes, but whether the police prosecute Muslim offenders more aggressively than non-Muslim offenders.
What did you see in that video of the attack today?
So what I saw, and I think Mubin and I may disagree on the level of professionalism, is controlled use of the weapon, although Mubin thinks that they were holding their guns improperly. In terms of the ability to shoot, there isn't a lot. There's control of the muzzle, but there was also the fact that the reaction to having shot the police officer on the ground didn't seem to cause any panic. Like, it was not as if you fire a gun and then you're shocked by the reaction, or you're shocked by the recoil effect. So for me, these guys had experience using guns, whether just leaving documents in the car when they switched to the getaway cars. That to me indicates that they're not as professional as we might have thought, given what Bill Bratton said.